our Spider-Man Brand New Day, let's rank all 4 of Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies. Coming in last place, I have Spider-Man Far From Home. Look, I like the idea of taking Peter out of New York for one movie. I thought that was pretty cool. I feel like it should have stayed in one place like Italy, Germany, or England. I don't really like the tone of this movie. I thought it was a little bit too goofy. I don't really like the constant costume swapping, and I also don't like how Mysterio is mostly used kind of like as an Iron Man villain and has really only hate towards Tony Stark. I do think Jake Gyllenhaal did put on a good performance. In third place, I got Spider-Man No Way Home. It's cool to see all of Spider-Man come together for one movie and their villains, but the story does feel a little rushed in that wasn't the original plan for the third movie. All the performances are good, if not great, but the part I keep coming back to in this movie is Aunt May's death, and I think that is the best part of this movie. Again, I think the villains are okay, but they're not Tom Holland's Spider-Man villains. These are past iterations of Spider-Man's villains. In second place, I have Spider-Man Brand New Day. Look, there's a lot to like about this movie. I think the tone is the best. I think the acting is at its best. I think the action is at its best. And I think the emotion is at its best. There's 2 big problems in this movie that strays me away from putting it at number 1. The first reason being is it tries to juggle too many characters and some plot points all at once, and it doesn't really work out. And the big main reason being the villain. Sadie Sink does a good job acting, but her character, which I will not spoil, is not a Spider-Man villain. This is the 4th installment in Tom's Spider-Man saga, and we have yet to see even an Oscorp building. Scorpion is sidelined it here, which I feel he should have been the main villain because he's like a top 5 Spider-Man villain. Damage Control is not interesting enough also as a villain. One thing I think we need to stop doing in all superhero movies is using villains that are really heroes for future superhero projects. Just because it's connected in a shared universe doesn't mean we have to keep setting up next project, the next project. This was an almost perfect Spider-Man movie for me, and that was just the main reason that it's not in first place. But one thing I do want to give props to Peter Parker himself, because he is a real man, and a real man never speaks ill of Little Caesars. And coming in at first place, I have Spider-Man Homecoming. This is probably a hot take for most people, and honestly, I don't really give a shit. I thought this was a really cool Spider-Man movie. Great coming of age story. I do like the inclusion of Tony Stark. I saw him as a father figure and it was pretty cool. And that part where Tony Stark snaps at Peter Parker after he fails to save the fairy was pretty moving to me. I love in this movie that Peter Parker is really happy and wanting to be Spider-Man, and with that comes consequences. When he focuses on being Spider-Man and only being Spider-Man, the consequences of that is his life as Peter Parker goes away. One of the main reasons I have this at number 1 is Michael Keaton's Vulture. I think this is by far Tom's best foe, just because of how relatable he is. Just a family man, and he's getting screwed by the system. You can see that he takes that alien tech to try to make a living for himself and get out of that kind of like 9 to 5 mentality. And he's also a family man, and that makes it way more relatable as well. And him being the father to Peter Parker's crush was a really cool twist I didn't see coming. The part where he's in the car and he figures out that Peter's Spider-Man is chills, man. Tell me down below how you would rank all 4 of Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies, and what is your favorite Spider-Man of all time.